WrestleMania is the place where legends are made, careers are defined, and shocking moments happen when you least expect them. But this year, something completely unexpected has thrown everything into chaos. Just when everything seemed set, just when fans were gearing up for the epic showdown between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, reality crashed down hard. Kevin Owens, one of WWE's most beloved and toughest superstars, dropped heartbreaking news that nobody wanted to hear. After months of pushing through brutal matches, hiding his pain, and refusing to let anyone down, Kevin admitted he had been battling a serious neck injury. It wasn't just a small tweak or a minor issue that could be ignored. After consulting with specialists, the verdict was clear: Kevin needs neck surgery, and he needs it now. The kind of surgery that isn't just about healing, it's about survival. Neck surgery in the world of professional wrestling isn't something you bounce back from overnight. It's months of rehabilitation, endless physical therapy, and a long road back to where you once were. For Kevin Owens, a man who built his entire career on resilience and grit, being forced to step away wasn't just devastating, it was soul-crushing. For the fans, it meant losing one of the most authentic and relatable stars in the business. For WrestleMania, it meant disaster. And for Randy Orton, it meant something even worse: uncertainty. For the first time in years, one of the biggest stars on the roster found himself without an opponent for the biggest night of the year. It was a situation nobody saw coming, and it left everyone scrambling for answers. SmackDown that week felt different. The energy was tense, the crowd was buzzing with rumors. Everyone wanted to know what would happen next. Would Randy miss WrestleMania altogether? Would WWE scramble to find a replacement? Or was there something brewing behind the scenes that nobody knew about yet? Randy Orton didn't waste any time. He walked straight to the ring, demanded answers, and stared down Nick Aldis, the man responsible for making the matches. But instead of offering hope, Nick delivered more bad news. No match, no backup plan, no WrestleMania moment for Randy Orton. Just the brutal truth. For someone like Randy, whose entire career is built on seizing opportunities and thriving under pressure, hearing that was like a slap to the face. And Randy responded exactly how you would expect, with an RKO out of nowhere that sent Nick Aldis crashing to the mat. The crowd erupted, but for fans paying close attention, there was an even deeper story unfolding. This wasn't just Randy Orton losing his temper. This was a callback to a story that had been quietly brewing in the background for nearly 2 years. Back in 2023, Randy Orton had already attacked Nick Aldis backstage, earning himself a hefty fine, and in typical Randy fashion, he paid double the amount, joking that he was covering himself for the next time he decided to drop Aldis. Fast forward to 2025, and here we are. The next time finally arrived, and this time, technically, Randy had already paid the price. It was the kind of subtle storytelling that longtime fans live for. But even with that clever nod to the past, a bigger, more urgent question remained. WrestleMania was weeks away. Could Randy Orton really sit out one of the biggest shows of the year? Was there still a chance to salvage something special? The speculation exploded overnight. Fans flooded social media with theories, ideas, and fantasy matchups. Some wanted Randy to face Nick Aldis himself. Others pitched surprise returns, shocking twists, and last-minute miracles. And WWE, to their credit, seemed to lean into the chaos, fueling the fire rather than trying to put it out. One of the first names floated as a potential replacement was Nick Aldis himself. After all, Nick wasn't just a suit. Before stepping into the role of SmackDown's general manager, he was a world-class professional wrestler, competing across the globe and holding championships in multiple promotions. He hadn't wrestled a single match since arriving in WWE, but what better place to make a grand return than WrestleMania itself? Facing Randy Orton, the man who's embarrassed him repeatedly, would be a story that practically writes itself. But time was the enemy. WrestleMania was almost here. Building a deep, personal feud between Randy and Nick would be tough with so little time left. Still, in the world of wrestling, sometimes chaos creates the best moments. Another name gaining traction was Carmelo Hayes, a rising star who has been making waves with his charisma, athleticism, and undeniable presence. Carmelo had recently formed an alliance with The Miz, but he'd already had a few tense encounters with Randy Orton. Seeds had been planted, small moments of friction that could easily be blown into a full-blown WrestleMania match. For Carmelo, it would be the ultimate test, a chance to step into the ring with a living legend and prove he belonged. Then there was Karrion Kross, a name that sent chills down the spine. Kross hasn't been front and center lately, but anyone who knows his character understands the danger he brings. He's a master of mind games, a manipulator, a destroyer of worlds, and right now, Randy Orton has been talking more and more about giving into the voices in his head again. A darker, more violent version of Randy is emerging, and who better to push him fully over the edge than Karrion Kross? A match between these two wouldn't just be a fight, it would be a psychological war. Still, some fans wanted something even bigger, something that would blow the roof off WrestleMania. What if WWE kept Randy's opponent a total secret until the night of the show, just like they did with Cody Rhodes' return at WrestleMania 38? When the arena went insane the moment Cody's music hit, imagine the atmosphere, imagine the buzz. And when you start thinking about who that mystery opponent could be, the possibilities get even crazier. 3 names have been swirling backstage: Aleister Black, Rusev, and Uncle Howdy. All 3 are reportedly healthy, all 3 are reportedly signed, and all 3 could change everything with just one walk down that ramp. Aleister Black returning to face Randy Orton would be a dream for fans who love brutal, hard-hitting, psychological storytelling. The dark, almost supernatural vibe of Aleister clashing with the cold, calculated violence of Randy would create something special. A war, not just a match. Rusev, returning under whatever persona he chooses, would bring power, intensity, and an entirely different flavor to the fight. Rusev versus Randy would be a clash of styles, cultures, and raw strength, a pure throwback to classic heavyweight battles. But the name that keeps coming up the most is Uncle Howdy, and when you connect the dots, it almost feels destined. Randy Orton has a history with Bray Wyatt that's unlike anything else. He was part of the Wyatt family. He betrayed the Wyatt family. He burned down Bray Wyatt's home. He defeated Bray at WrestleMania 37 in a match that left a dark stain on both of their careers. But Bray Wyatt is gone now, taken from the wrestling world far too soon, and who's left to carry on the legacy of revenge? Uncle Howdy, the eerie, unpredictable figure who's been lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Imagine it, Randy Orton stands alone in the ring, the crowd buzzing, the arena lights dim, and then, the Shatter theme begins. Memories flood back, the betrayal, the fire, the heartbreak, and standing there, at the top of the ramp, is Uncle Howdy, a ghost from Randy's darkest past, ready to settle a score that's been brewing for years. And it doesn't have to stop there. Alexa Bliss, who played a major role in Randy's battles with Bray Wyatt, could easily be part of the story. After all, Randy and Alexa had one of the strangest, most intense feuds in WWE history. It wasn't just about mind games, it wasn't just about attacks. Alexa pinned Randy Orton clean in the middle of a WWE ring, a moment that still baffles fans to this day. If Alexa joins Uncle Howdy, if Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman return, if the remnants of the Wyatt family reform into something new and twisted, Randy Orton's WrestleMania could become a nightmare he never saw coming. Whether WWE decides to reveal the opponent beforehand or let it be a shocking WrestleMania moment, one thing is certain: Randy Orton's journey isn't over. It's just taking a darker, more unpredictable turn, a turn that could redefine everything we know about the Viper. So while Kevin Owens' injury was a devastating blow, it opened a door to chaos, a door to unfinished business, a door to something so unpredictable that even Randy Orton himself might not be ready for what steps through. And as WrestleMania draws closer, the only guarantee is that whatever happens next will be unforgettable.